Well, hello, farming friends. Welcome back to another edition of Farming Simulator 2015 with me, your old buddy, Mistermoose. And back on our farm here at North Brabant. And, continuing on with this. I know this is like 5 days in a row, but I'm kind of enjoying the whole slurry process thing. And it's kind of one of these things, like I said before. And you guys seem to agree with me on the whole... let's just do this stuff and like if you're on a theme, stick with the theme kind of deal, and then we can go from there. So that's kind of what I'm doing. We'll get the slurry wrapped up, get the fields planted, and then we'll move on to something else for a little bit. Take a change of pace. I got to figure out where I'm going to make my point here. I think this will be fine right here. I think if we come in right here, this will be good. Just recording my layout for the old slurry tanker here. So we'll just come down through here. It'll trigger right there. And then we'll pull back around here. And actually, you know what I want to do? Because we're going to use this for the same thing for both fields. Why don't we do this? Why don't we go stop? And why don't we just make our start point like right here in the middle? I know this is going to be highly inefficient at some point, but let's just make it right here. We'll have the tractors hit right here. Start recording. And we'll have them come down here, go around the tree, and come around this corner. Hopefully I gave myself wide enough for that. And yeah, it'll do its refill thing. And then we'll have it turn. And come back into the median here. And really from anywhere in here it can go back into the field. Because it doesn't matter, that tower's not clippable. Alright, so slurry refill, this is 3133, so let's save this. Refill. Slurry field 31-33, and that is saved. And I need to organize a little bit here. Refill slurry 3133, put that into the slurry folder for refill. There we go. Alright, so everything should be good on this guy. Let's make sure he's got four-wheel drive turned on. Just filled him up with gas, so he's got plenty of that. Oh, there was one thing I wanted to do real quick before we start out. Somebody asked me if the boom on this might be for discharging the slurry out of the tanker. Like, if you had excess slurry in there, you could, like, overload it into the hopper. So I thought, just for giggles, we would pull it up here and see if we can make it work. So let me get it selected, and we'll pull over here, and we'll see if it has an overloader function. And it doesn't. It does have a refill, but it does not have any sort of overload. Lights, Courseplay, turn off limitations. Yep. Turn off area limitations, fold slurry tanker. Yeah, I don't see anything on that, so I don't really know what that is. It's just kind of there. So now I gotta remember how to fold it up. There we go. So I just thought I'd take a look at that. So you guys could see. It's a cute little arm, and I just don't know that it's completely functional. Alright, so we are on field 31. Got to get a little work going on it. Which way do we want to do this? I want to go north and south on this, I think. What did I say the other day? Maybe I said east-west. East-west probably is the best thing to do on this. So, let's just spin around here. We're probably going to hit that slurry tanker if we do east-west, but we'll have to do that. And let's go ahead and set up our course. So we'll get rid of our slurry course. We're on field number 31, and we're going to be starting in the southwest corner. And we're going to head to the east. We are going to do 3 headlands, just so we have more of a turning radius. Yeah. Generate that course. Look at that. And I went and upgraded to the new and improved Courseplay on the developer site. Mainly because I was having a lot of issues yesterday, and I don't know if it was Courseplay or just the map I was playing on. So anyways, let's get this guy started. Oh, I did that wrong. Get rid of that map. Come back up here. And I even thought to myself, remember to switch the path. Go counterclockwise. Because we're starting here, we're going to go this direction. We want to go around, so if I go counterclockwise, that way there's not some crazy turn that it has to do to pick up the east-west leg. So flip that around to counterclockwise. Now generate the course. There we go. Now we'll be good to go. And we'll get this guy started. So the game plan for today is going to get this guy started. Get our plows running. Get the BGA up and running. Get all that stuff automated. And then we'll go jump in the seeder and we'll seed that course over there. So that's the game plan. By the way, the issue that I was having with this guy, where the implement would all of a sudden stop folding up, it seems to be, I have not had any more issues with, I did have an issue with it, as you guys may have remembered from the video, and I went around and I messed with it a whole bunch off camera, and the best I can figure is it really has to do with when the slurry tanker comes up to the field side container. If the semi is there overloading, and you know what will happen is the semi will drive its course and it will come into overload, and it'll get there and there'll only be enough headroom for like a liter or 2 liters, and certainly not 5,000 liters or whatever. So it will approach and it won't have any room to overload, so it will sit there stuck in overload mode. Well, then when this guy comes up to refill and it comes over there and the other one is actually sitting there doing its refill thing, it messes it all up. So that's the situation that I came to figure out was having an issue with. That was what was causing the glitch, and I don't know why it's doing that, but that seems to be where the glitch is. So don't know how to fix that. I don't know if that is something specific to this mod, or is that something that's been around, or is that something that maybe has just recently started with the patch. Who knows? You guys who do this on a regular basis probably know, but I don't. I did bring this guy over here and cultivate this field, just so you guys can see that I actually did something proper. I didn't just go seed the field. I know I didn't have to cultivate that in. I could have used the seeder the way it was and cultivated in, but I just kind of wanted to, because I had said I was going to plow and cultivate. Now the rest of the fields don't need to be cultivated, simply because the cultivation was done with the slurry injector, so there's no cultivating that has to be done. I did read, a lot of people were saying, look, or some folks had told me, look, there's no need to cultivate on fields where you're going to be using the seeder, like the Rapid 600, just plow and then spray your slurry out there and the cultivator on there. I know. I look at it a little bit different than everybody else. And I did do some reading online about the Rapid 600 and its functionality and what it's used for and everything else like that, and that it's a no-till seeder in real life, but it's just not the farming I'm used to. The farming I'm used to, and that's my mindset. So y'all have to deal with my mindset. My mindset is you plow a field, you run a harrower through it or a disc through there to break up everything to get a nice good bed. Then you come back, and in my case, the farming that I typically do involves bedded furrows. So you have to come back in with an implement that actually basically has two spades, maybe a foot apart. One is pitched into the end, and the other one is one's pitched in left and one's pitched in right, so that when you set that down, it goes through your field and it makes planting beds. It basically, one of them is scraping the field in towards the tractor from the left, and one of them scraping in towards the tractor from the right, and that's making a little mound for a furrow, and then you come back and you plant into that mound. That's the kind of planting I'm used to in a lot of my stuff. So so my mindset is a bit different than those folks who are either doing a no-till method or are grains and cereal people who probably do this type of situation where you plow the field and then you just let your equipment go behind you and break everything up. So it is what it is. Alright, this is my outside tractor. I need to adjust him to the left. Let's get that dialed in. And we can set his course up. So why did I change Courseplay? To let y'all know a little bit about what was going on yesterday. Of course, the new version of this is out, or the new version of the game is out, the 1.3.0.1. And everybody's been playing it, I'm sure. Mods are broken. There are some mods out there that are broken, and they're not doing as well as other mods are. And yesterday, I made the decision to go ahead and start setting Coalborough back up as an independent game, not as something that's on the multiplayer server. So, in doing so, I went on there and was trying to, harvest some fields and kind of get it caught up to where we were on the multiplayer, as far as getting some baling done and something like that. Because, part of me says don't do that on video because you've already done that on video, and maybe people don't want to watch you do it again. So I was messing around with that, and I was just having tremendous problems with Courseplay, and I don't know why. Courseplay just seemed to run into the hedges every 5 seconds, and it was really annoying, really, really bad. And then I was talking to Landy Kid while I was doing it, and he pointed out that, well, there was an update to Courseplay, and so I did go ahead and download the new version of Courseplay, Developers Edition. I don't really think that solved any of my issues. I think I'm still having those issues. Oh, come on. You stupid thing. Seriously? And I hate this. Once Courseplay folds the implement up, I have a hard time getting it to unfold. The only way I can unfold it is to start and let it unfold it. So, what a pain. I was well past the wait point. It should have gone ahead and started me right on up. Why is this thing acting stupid? Come on, rotate the implement. Arrgh. More frustration. So a new day has dawned here. When I last left you guys, it was probably like coming up on 8 o'clock. Or maybe it was like 6 or 7. But it was starting to get dark, and I just decided, you know, I'm going to go ahead and I messed around a little bit more, and it got a little bit late, and maybe 7 or 8 in game, and I just decided to go ahead and pack it in and fast forward time. So it's 6 o'clock in the morning. The next day is where we're at, and continuing on with our little adventure here. So I did get an updated version of Courseplay. Many of you may know there, if you use Auto Combine, by the time that this video hits the light of day, you may well already know Auto Combine has a little bit of issue, as does just the hired hand. Now, maybe it's tied to Auto Combine, but I don't think it is. Why does the JCB Fast Track work tool need to be refilled? Because I didn't put the refill course on there. Damn, an idiot. Alright, so let's go refill this. I'm kind of messed up there. I wasn't thinking. I forgot to put the refill course onto this guy. So we'll, where are we at? I hate it when it gets hazy like this. Can't see a thing. Let's fix this real quick. Let's go slurry refill 3133, add that on, so now we have 2 courses on there, and we'll just manually refill this time. And so anyways, as I was saying, Auto Combine is broken, if you guys didn't know that. Where the problem is when you let Auto Combine run the combine. If you let the combine get to 100% capacity, it will then come to a stop and it will not restart. And so you are stuck there, and the only way to get the combine restarted is to reset the combine to the farm, bring it back into the field, and then you can go from there. Now, Landy found out that problem on Saturday and pointed it out to me. So on Sunday, I decided not to use Auto Combine at all. I was just going to go ahead and do the thing without using Auto Combine, no big deal, and go from there. Now, my issue came in with just the hired help. Mine was not with Auto Combine. I was just doing hired help, and Auto Combine had never been turned on the tractor. I was doing a fresh start on Colborough, so I'd not used the combines at all. Hadn't even touched Auto Combine. Auto Combine was turned off. No sniffers, no any of that stuff. But it just it did not want to work. It got to a certain point, and I let it go to 100% without emptying it because I was having a Courseplay issue. Go figure. And it got to that point where it just said, "Where are you going? What is this thing doing?" Oh, good Lord. I'm just not having a good Courseplay week. That's all there is to it. Things just not working right for me. Courseplay has been just stupid for me the last couple of days. Just doing dumb things like running down the road, following the combine, and then just all of a sudden making an abrupt left-hand turn and running into a tree for no apparent reason. I'm curious if any of you are having issues with Courseplay. If y'all have had any just bizarre things going on with it, because it just, I don't know, it just has not been my friend the last couple of days ever since the new live version went out. Maybe I'm imagining it, I don't know, because I've been trying to play Courseplay for the last day and a half to get it set up, and man, I spend 50% of my time backing tractors out of the hedge line because they just keep driving into them, and they're doing stupid things like I watched a tractor pull off of the combine, and normally it takes a little left-hand turn off of the combine, and if it's going to stay in the field, it'll make the left-hand turn off and then just kind of pull over onto the side and park. If it's going back to the drop-off point, it'll take a hard turn and almost do a complete left turn and then set off towards the waypoint, right? For the dumping path. I watched it today pull off, go ahead and start making its left-hand turn, and then the waypoint would have been like 180 degrees behind it. So instead of continuing the turn to go to that waypoint, it just straightened its wheels up and drove straight into the hedge line. And so I backed it off the hedge line, turned it, faced it towards where it needed to be going, restarted the driver, and it made a nice little right-hand turn, turned straight, started driving down the road, driving down the field, and eventually ran straight into the hedge line. And it was nowhere even near what it should have done to get to that course to go dump. So I don't know. I don't know if it's that map or if it's just Courseplay being stupid. But I'm having all kinds of issues the last day and a half. So it's one of those things. So moving on. Speaking of, where is that guy? There he is. Speaking of Courseplay, I'm going to go ahead and start playing it some, if I can get my sanity and, oops, kind of did that wrong, didn't I? I need to set this route up, so I need to get this guy started, but at the same time, I should have filled him up. So, let's fill him up real quick. I need to sort of figure out what you guys want to do with that. Y'all want me just to start recording right where I'm at and from the beginning and go, or go ahead and get caught up where we're at, where we were, and then go from there. So just let me know what you guys think. I'm good either way. So this thing's been a little bit stupid as well. It does, every once in a while, it will do what it's doing right here. Instead of backing up and following the route, it will back up basically up to here, pull forward, and then restart the path. Makes no sense. So it's going to go down here, and then this time it will do the path, but it doesn't quite do it right. It will kick out hard to the left and then turn back to the right, where it should just come back. See how it's weird. I'm gonna be happy when this pile of silage is gone, and yeah, we will never do the mega pile of silage ever again, because the Bermuda silage pit is a pain. Alright, so that will run somewhat on its own. Alright, so let's go ahead and record this course. And this is going to be our course for the field side container there at field 31. So as soon as we get this done, then we can get to seeding some fields. And as we discussed, barley is going to be our seed of choice, as well as canola, because we are out of canola. I need to visually note the time so I don't go too crazy long in this video, which I've probably already done 15 minutes, and before I even took a look at the time, I'm guessing it's been about 15 minutes. So what else? So let me know, anyways, let me know what you guys think about Colborough. And we'll go from there. We'll take this down just like so, to refill on this and overload into it. Pull it right there, put up our weight point for it, and I'll go ahead and overload it real quick so it fills up. Oh, by the way, somebody made a post yesterday about this map. They were going back through some of the older things and questioned my knowledge of how to play the game by saying, Moose, have you not seen the little arrow on the inventory that tells you how to scroll through and see where your sell points are? If you use this little arrow, you'll find there's more sell points. No, there's not. I'm really not that stupid. I've played this game for a bit, and if you've noticed, I know where all these little arrows are, and I've gone through them. And if you've watched any of my little map ones where I go through and look at maps, one of the first things I do is jump in here and scroll through all the sell points to see what sell points are there. I got 2 sell points on this map, and they got the same prices. Every once in a while, I get a little high demand, and it bumps up the price on one or the other one. But that's it. I got 2 sell points. That's one of the downfalls that I have discussed about this map from the word go, is that it don't have enough sell points on it. But thank you for questioning whether I was smart enough to play this game. I do appreciate it. Sorry, that comment just rubbed me the wrong way. It's like, hey, I noticed you've done 42 videos on this one and another considerable amount of videos on other maps. And I know you've never thought to look, but there's an arrow right there. And dude, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. It just rubbed me the wrong way. Anyways. To the other comment about this map, a questioning about the jobs board. I have never seen a jobs board on this map. I think when the developers made this map, they didn't put them in, which is fine with me because I never do the jobs. I do the farming. I don't take the side jobs of mowing grass or doing the pallet stuff. I just do the farming. So it's never been an issue for me. But I did note, like, when I very first started playing this, I did notice I've never seen a jobs board on this map. If it's there, it's not in a place where I would notice it. But I'll be honest with you, I don't readily go looking for them because I don't do them. But at the same time, they're hard to miss if they're put up. So I just don't think they're on here. I think they took them off the map. Now, there's a lot not on this map. But I like this map in the sense that I just like the way it looks and feels and everything else like that. But as far as the map goes, if you're looking for a map that has all that functionality built into it, this ain't the one. And this map has a lot of flaws to it. I like the map, but it does have its flaws, and I'll be the first one to admit that. At the time I saw the map, it looked good, and I started playing it, and the reason I really picked this one up was because it had so much to do other than just the field work. It had the chickens really intrigued me, and then we have since come to notice that the chickens are a real pain. The chicken part of it really did really intrigue me, and is one of the reasons it drew me into this map. BGA Slurry is what we were doing with this. BGA Slurry to field 3133. Alright, drive course. So yeah, but the little extra side jobs, I've never seen the signs for it, so I can't tell you that they're on this map. So I've not seen them. What else? I'm trying to think about the comments in my head that I read over the last, 24 hours or so. Can't really think of anything else that really stood out that needed addressed. There was a gentleman asked me a little bit about Ringwood's map, talking today about Ringwood's map and how he was having an issue on it where when he went to go do silage with grass at the farm, he wasn't able to make silage. He was just getting fermented grass. I don't know what that's all about. I didn't know anybody had changed a map bunker to only do fermented grass if you put it in there. Now I know that on if you have the Far Silo mod in, the Far Silo mod extension or whatever it's called, I do know that if you use it, it will eliminate the ability to use grass as a way to make your silage. It will just eliminate that completely. Instead of making these guys plow while we're working, I'm going to shut them down. And I can do these guys off camera. I've only got 3 more fields to hit. And you guys have seen enough of them plow. So I can do those and not get sidetracked keeping up with them, because we really need to get this guy fired up and get some seed in the ground. So that's what we're going to do. So anyways, he was saying that he would put his grass in the silo bunker. He would then let it ferment, but then when he was, don't do that. I got to change out my grass. Get rid of Courseplay and oats. Wow, there's some new imagery in here. I've never seen that right there that said oats. That seems to be something new. So what did I tell you we were going to plan on here? We're going to do barley and canola. That's what. Alright, so we'll set that guy down there. We'll turn it on. We'll get to going. And as soon as I get this guy straightened up and looking like he's going in the right direction, kind of hosing this. Come on, get over here and get in the right area. We'll turn on our GPS here. Come, get up. Don't drag through the gravel and mess up everything. I'm sorry, I get distracted here. Let me get this guy started and I'll give you guys a coherent thought. How many times do I say per video? It's got to be up there. So, as I discussed in my response to him, the only thing I really know... Now, he did tell me he plays like 7 or 8 maps. So I'm going to go ahead and throw this back out here again for you guys. if you're playing multiple maps in Farm Sim, you need to isolate your maps. If you don't, you are going to run the chance of having issues across multiple maps, like he's having with, basically he says that on the last 4 maps he's played, he can't get anything but fermented grass. He doesn't get silage. If you've got one map in your folder that has some sort of modded bunker in it that doesn't allow you to make silage in the bunker, there's a real good chance that Farm Sim's going to see that and carry it over to every other map that is in your folder. Because if you guys aren't aware, when Farm Sim starts up, it loads all your mods. That's how it gets the thumbnails for all your little fields that you're planting. And it loads all that stuff in. And then when you actually launch the map, it calls everything up so that if it needs it, it's got it. I messed this up big time. It calls all of it up into memory in case it needs it. And it doesn't really recognize the difference between a map and a mod. It just sees there's a file there that it needs to load, and it loads it up. So if you've got a map that has a script in it that can be recognized in another folder, it's going to load it in there, and there's a chance that it's going to say, oh, well, this script belongs here as well, because, you know, it says that when a bunker is, you know, take it and only do fermented grass. It's just like, and again, my example I've used before is on Bandicow. If you get the Bandicow map, they have gone in and they've taken the mix station from Maru and they have basically disassembled it to where the control unit is inside a barn. And outside of the barn is some hoppers that you put your hay, grass, straw, all your little stuff into. And then on the inside there's a pipe inside, you know, inside the little barn there's a pipe that you drive under that you actually get your TMR out of. And the control panel for it is in there. Well, in order to do that, they had to go into the mod, change the coding on it, and disable some of the features like the ability to adjust the pipe from the control unit. So you have none of that functionality because, well, it doesn't exist on that particular map. So you need to keep that in mind when you're doing your thing, because you're not going to have the ability if you go back and you keep that in mind, that feature's changed. Well, if you've got Bandicow in your mods folder and then you switch over to play in this map, North Brabant, and North Brabant has the same feed station in it, but let's say because Bandicow is B and North Brabant is N, it reads the file structure for for Bandicow before it reads the file structure for North Brabant, and it sees that when the mix station is enabled, the mix station needs to have the pipe controls disabled, so that overrides the mix station on this particular map. And so when you go over to the mix station on North Brabant, it calls up, you see your mix station, but what you don't realize is it's calling up the control structure from, and I almost messed up here. I'm not paying enough attention. This thing is only 6 meters wide, and this does it to me every time. For some reason, GPS wants to think this thing is 6.6 meters wide, and if you watched my series where we did the where we set up the field on holes, and we had an issue there because I wasn't paying attention. I did the entire field at 6.6 meters, and I had gaps all the way between them. I'm glad I picked that up before we got too far down the road here, or we would have major issues. So that's the thing. I get to talking about stuff, and I either lose track of what I'm talking about, or I lose track of what I'm doing on the field. So, but anyway, so like I said, you can have a mix station on this one not work properly because it's getting scripting from a different map. Folks have had issues. Like I said, I've had issues before where I've launched a map and it shows me 3 beef pens when I only had 1 because I had the map for Old Ridge in at the same time that I had a different map in, and Old Ridge has 2 beef pens in it. So for some reason it was showing 3 beef pens, or multiple beef pens, and it was this map. I was putting beef into this particular map, and they weren't showing up on my menu bar because it wasn't putting it in the beef pen over there. It was putting them in the mysterious beef pen 2 that didn't exist. So those are things you just have to know about, have to understand exist. The best thing to do is isolate your map. And what I mean by isolate or segregate your maps is, if you're going to play North Brabant, you pull all the other maps out of your mods folder. Keep a little backup folder, on your documents thing that's called Farm Sim Maps. And you copy and paste that map into there, or drag and drop. And then drag and drop the North Brabant map into your mods folder. Launch the game, play the map. When you're done playing it and you're going to go play Coulsborough Park, you take North Brabant out, drop Coulsborough Park in there, relaunch the game, and go. Is that a pain in the butt? Yeah, but it's going to save you a lot of headache down the road. So make sure you're isolating your maps. It will, like I said, it will cause you or save you a lot of headache when all of a sudden you can't figure out why something is not working properly. That is my little bit of advice on that. And the other thing is just remember, anytime you have an issue with something that doesn't make sense, check your mods. Usually there's a reason why something is doing what it's doing. And check your mods to see if you're having some sort of issue. And look, now we are having problems with this thing again. And I went through the whole day yesterday and didn't have an issue with it. And now that I started letting Courseplay refill this thing, that implement is stuck all the way down again and not moving. So I don't know what that is. That just really irritates me. I wish I could. Again, I think it has to do with the semi. I think it has to do with the overloading process. Then if they're both at the field side container at the exact same time, I think it causes problems. Drive the course. Alright, those guys I don't have to deal with. Oh, well, let's get this guy lined up here. I didn't say drop it. Alright, start back up, load it down, and get going. Good. It's not my day. I just need to erase everything and start over. Just not going for me today. I'm starting to think Courseplay is the devil. And its purpose in the game is to aggravate me. Just made $2,000 from some silage, I'm sure, being sold off. Alright, so we'll probably plant like 4 fields in barley, and then do 4 fields in canola. That'll be 8. And then I'll probably end up doing 8, 3, and then the 49, 48 combo over there. I'll probably do all of that in barley. Then I could do, I didn't tell you to fold that implement up. Behave. Goodness. Such issues. So 48, 49, 8, 3. Probably do all that in barley. Maybe even 45. Then we could do those little small fields right there, 7 and 5. The one down by the thing, we could do that in canola. And then we could go do 31, 33 in canola. And then we could do all the outer perimeter fields, the big ones down at the bottom. Do those in corn, so that we could go ahead and make some more chaff. So just kind of keep that going. I don't know, that's kind of my idea on there. Need to adjust something real quick. I don't know what's going on with this front weight mod, but I can set it up with all the weight on it. Close the game, come back into the game, there's no weight on it anymore. So that's sort of irritating to have to constantly be adjusting it. And it's doing it on like a lot of my tractors, but not all of my tractors. I do like this one. It and the one from MB3, probably the 2 front weights I use the most. Really this one more than the MB3 one, but I have started using the MB3 one a little bit more. I do like on the MB3 mod you can change the color of it to whatever vehicle you're using. So if you're using a JCB, you could make it, you know, yellow or orangish to match the JCB. You could make it green to match this guy. But then again, the OEB mods weights, that is this one right here, it's just flat, you know, black, which works on pretty much every tractor. Black is a universal. The ones I don't like are the ones that are strict John Deere green, or, you know, red or something, some color that it's only going to work for a particular tractor. Those are the ones I don't like getting a hold of. So anywho, so yeah, what else? My brain's fried. What issues are you guys having with the patch? Are you seeing anything? Or am I the only one? Like I said, I told you about Auto Combine, which if you hold your breath for when Auto Combine gets updated, you're likely gonna die. I wouldn't expect it to get updated anytime soon, because that developer doesn't really seem to be an active modder that stays on top of his stuff. Could surprise me, could be a patch come out today for it, but I don't expect it anytime soon. Like I said, that same little glitch, it did it to me with the AI. Now, I haven't taken and done any expansive testing with it, whereas I took it completely out of the game and tried to run it with the AI only, and run the AI to 100% and see if it locks up with the AI. I think Landy may have done that Saturday when we were talking. But I'll be honest, there was a lot I missed in that conversation because I was yelling at the computer too much. Because the things Courseplay was doing, I'd never seen it happen before. And the thing is I use Courseplay a lot. Probably more than most people do. And you know that from watching my videos. And so when I start seeing things that just absolutely make no sense to me, why Courseplay would do them, it blows my mind. And I don't think people get it as, like, when I say it's doing something really, really hinky, it's really hinky and it doesn't make any sense to me. I'm no expert on Courseplay, but I've used it enough that when tractors just out of the blue make a left-hand turn to run into a wall, it's weird. Which is frustrating because I really like that map, but that'll break me from playing it. If I can't figure out the Courseplay issue and get it to work consistently without running into the hedges every 5 seconds, I won't play it. I'll walk away from the map because I rely too heavily on Courseplay. I mean, I'm not going to sit there and manually empty the combine the entire time. I need for it to at least be able to take care of some of the functions without me holding its hand every 5 minutes. So I'm going to give it one more shot later on today and see if I can get it to do the right thing. We'll see. So the comments I've gotten so far this week have been really positive. Last week was a sort of an experiment for me. As far as, if you noticed, all of the programs last week were very long. At least an hour. Some went a little bit longer than an hour. Most of them were at least 50 minutes to an hour. And it was just something I was just kind of messing around with because, you know, there's two schools of thought. There's make them short so people don't have to watch a whole lot of it and they can just tune in, watch a little bit, and they can go. My other school of thought is people who are watching these videos to the end, they're actually watching them because they enjoy watching them. And you might as well just give them some content to watch. And I can actually accomplish more in an hour than I can in 30 minutes. I really don't care about the people who get on here and view for 10 minutes and get off. I'm not accomplishing anything in 10 minutes. So if you're only watching for 5 to 10 minutes of a video and then you're moving on to something else, you're not getting anything out of what I'm doing, and I'm not going to really worry about you as much. It's the people who come in here every day and watch consistently and like it. And I've noticed that with you guys, with the longer content, it seems like there's more attention or more retention in the videos. Just looking at the analytics to see how long people are watching. It seems like you guys are watching longer because of the longer videos. So if that's what you guys like, I will keep them long. And most of the comments I've seen have been positive. So we'll shoot to doing these hour-long videos. Hour and 5 minutes. Y'all probably giggle at the video that I posted earlier that where I'm like, well, I'm going to go ahead and get off of this because I've been doing all these really long videos, and yeah, you know, I don't want this one to get out of hand. Yeah, and I tab out and it's an hour and 2 minutes long. It just kind of cracks me up. I get into this and I lose track of time. I have a clock up here to look at and to note what time it is in game, or you know, to note what the real time is. And as you can see, it's like noon that I'm recording this. The thing is I don't always pay attention to that when I start. One of the things that happens a lot of times is I'll start recording a video, and within the first 5 minutes of it, something absolutely stupid will happen. Either my dog will just start barking like a maniac, or the phone will ring, or something like that, and I will have noted the time on that start. Well, then I end up stopping and restarting the whole recording process, and I don't look back up and note the time and think, oh, what was it? So by sticking with this, pushing it a little bit longer, I'm not gonna, wow, I'm sure I enabled that to follow the GPS, but boy, it just went off on its own line. One beep, it is enabled. Alright, so yeah, we'll probably just keep it at a longer format. It takes me quite a while to get that uploaded. That's going to change next month. My contract with my current internet provider ends at the end of next month, and I'm going to switch over to a faster internet connection, and so that will happen, and that will help it out quite a bit. I'll be able to do more, and I won't have to worry about how long it takes to upload a video. So yeah, and when that happens, we probably will stream a little bit. If I can get everything worked out, once I get the new internet connection in, I will probably set up and do a couple hours streaming in the evenings, most likely. But again, it will be in the evenings. I am back working, and unless it's raining during the day, I'm not available to do anything during the day. So alright, so we'll finish up this field. The JCB is in traffic again. So let's... Why are we in traffic here? Let's figure this out. Is it this guy? Or is it just approaching the... That implement is down on the back of it. That's the problem. It throws off the way it approaches the field container because of that thing being down. Stupid. Stupid, 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 stupid. I gotta remember how I fixed that too. Oh, you know what it is? It's not necessarily the course. It's the fact that when it ran into it earlier with the implement, it knocked it. It pulled it out further. So it's actually been pushed this way a little bit. There's a solution to that problem. Bet it pulls up there in the future, right? You know what I mean? Alright, so I'm going to disconnect everything here in hopes that all of that will reset when we start off this next time. This is really frustrating. I gotta figure this out, how to avoid it. Whether it's putting a waypoint in and not letting the refill tanker run refills while this thing is actually loading. I gotta figure that one out. Anybody else had any issues with that? Please let me know. Because it seems like I said, it seems the only time that it causes this to happen is after the after it's come over here to hit the field side container, and this guy is sitting there actually trying to overload. So, okay, get this guy out of the way. Make sure that I haven't bumped that thing over too far that he can't get in there. So let's go ahead and drive course. Yeah, that thing's just out of position. So I have to drive this manually anyways now. Build that up. And then I'll send it on its way. And rather than re-record everything, so what happened was when the implement came up, when the JCB came up with that implement down, it refilled, but then as it tried to pull off, the implement grabbed the field side container and actually pulled it towards the field a little bit. So when I bumped it to get it back out of the way, it's kind of got it to where this guy can't get past it. So I'll have to end up resetting all this, redoing everything. The easiest thing to do is put both of them where they belong, and then use another tractor to pull the field side where it needs to be. Again, really what I should be doing is setting up a small little course in Courseplay that starts, 10 feet back, pulls the field side container where it needs to be, and stops right there, and then you drop it, and it's always in the same place at the exact same time. So alright, let's get back into our John Deere and move on. And continue on. Like I said, we'll finish up this field. We'll be about, I'm guessing this video is going to be a little over an hour long. And yeah, because we're coming up on, we're coming up on when I noted the time earlier, and that was supposedly 15 minutes into the video. So this video's got to be like an hour and 15 minutes long. So I'll probably just go ahead and wrap it up now, and I'll finish seeding this field, and I'll probably just do the rest of the barley off camera. Then we'll come back, we'll seed a little bit of canola, and finish up. We don't have to fertilize, which is good because we fertilized with the slurry. So all we got to do then is let the fields grow, and then we can get the harvest. By the time we come back, the sun will be up. The fruit trees will probably be, they might be growing. It was kind of late when I harvested them. It was after lunchtime. So they probably won't be ready to harvest until later this afternoon, and we'll set up a run with Courseplay and let that automation go through there. And that is sweet, having that automation now, because when you're doing the videos and everything, you can't always take the time to go do the same things over and over. So I just, sometimes I put it off. I'm like, I know I need to do the fruit trees, but I need to go get all this other stuff ready to do the recording for tomorrow, and I sort of neglect. But if I've got the Courseplay set up, I can just go have a hired hand go over there. Sven can go over there and collect the fruit since he's not having to mow grass every 5 minutes like he used to. We put some hours on that dude's farm mowing grass, didn't we? In the beginning. And that's the only way we made it, was mowing grass every time a field was available. Alright guys, thanks for watching the video today. I do hope you enjoyed it. And if I missed somebody's comment, I will go back through them and try to make notes on what to talk about tomorrow. And we'll do another video. Like I said, I want to sort of stick with North Brabant for another video or two, and then we'll make the transition over to either Holshosen or Coulsborough Park Farm. I'll be honest with you, I'm not in love with the Holshosen thing simply because it's so much spraying. I like the full, I like the soul mod, but as far as something to make videos on, it seems like I'm going to be doing a whole lot of spraying and a whole lot of waiting, and I don't know. I'm going to revisit it and think about how to do it and have it be entertaining and not just spraying. Then again, I did get the fast track mod, that fast forward mod, so that we can do some fast forwarding on it. So it's not off the docket. It's just not. I'm not feeling it right now. You know, I don't sit down to play Farm Sim and go, you know what I want to do? I want to go play Holshosen. It's not biting me yet. So maybe it will. We've got to do some plowing on there, and we got to get started up. I did download a. By the way, for those of you who like the 1050, the Fit 1050 from Timber, he does have a fix for this current patch. And what it basically is, it's a 1050 without the plow script. The plow script is what's causing it to bounce around all the time. So I did download that so I can actually use my 1050 to plow on that map. So we'll be doing that as well. So all those little things coming up. So anyways, thanks for watching today. If you liked the video, do give me the thumbs up. And go ahead and like this particular post. It does help me out as we build the channel. Thank you again for all you folks who have subscribed to the channel, especially the 100 or so new subscribers this week. We're just ever so slowly approaching that 1,000 subscriber mark. We hit 800 just a couple of days ago, and I can't be any more excited about where this channel's headed. So you guys are awesome, and I welcome you. If you're new and you'd like to subscribe to the channel, please do. I do new videos each and every day, and we'll do another one tomorrow. Thanks again for watching, guys. I'll see you then. Bye bye.